In 193 AD, the Roman Empire, the Praetorian Guard, and an auction became part of one of history's most unbelievable stories. After murdering Emperor Pertinax, the guards responsible for protecting Rome did the unthinkable. They announced that the throne of the most powerful empire on earth would go to whoever offered the highest price. It sounds like fiction, but according to the Roman historian Cassius, who lived through these events, it really happened. To understand how an empire could be sold like a piece of property, we first have to meet the man whose death made it possible. Pertinax was not born into privilege. The son of a freed slave, he rose through the Roman military and government through discipline, competence, and decades of loyal service. When Emperor Commodus was assassinated on the last day of 192 AD, the Senate desperately needed someone who could restore order. Pertinax was their choice. Rome certainly needed saving. Commodus had drained the treasury, neglected government, and surrounded himself with luxury while presenting himself as a living Hercules. His reign left the empire financially weakened and politically unstable. Pertinax immediately began repairing the damage. He cut extravagant spending, sold off Commodus's lavish possessions, and tried to restore discipline throughout the government and the army. The Senate welcomed these reforms. Many ordinary Romans respected them. The Praetorian Guard did not. Originally created as the emperor's elite bodyguards, the Praetorians had grown used to generous bonuses, special treatment, and enormous political influence. They expected emperors to reward their loyalty with money. Pertinax expected them to serve with discipline instead. That decision sealed his fate. Just 86 days after becoming emperor, around 300 Praetorian guards stormed the imperial palace. Pertinax did not run. Ancient sources describe him walking out to face the soldiers, attempting to reason with them. For a brief moment, it seemed he might succeed. Then one soldier threw a spear. Within moments, the emperor lay dead. His head was cut off, placed on a pike, and carried through the streets of Rome. What happened next was even more shocking. The Praetorian Guard withdrew to their fortified barracks and effectively announced that the imperial throne was available for purchase. Two men answered. The first was Titus Flavius Sulpicianus, Pertinax's own father-in-law. The second was Marcus Didius Julianus, a wealthy senator who reportedly left a dinner party after learning that Rome itself was being auctioned. Standing outside the barracks, the two men shouted increasingly higher offers to the guards positioned on the walls. According to Cassius, the soldiers relayed each bid inside until one offer finally won. Julianus promised each guardsman 25,000 sesterces, along with restored privileges and generous rewards. The gates opened. The empire had been sold. That same night, under military pressure, the Senate confirmed Didius Julianus as emperor. But almost nobody accepted his legitimacy. The people of Rome greeted him with open hatred. He was mocked in the streets, showered with insults, and treated not as a ruler, but as a man who had bought stolen property. Every attempt to win public support failed because everyone understood the uncomfortable truth. He had not earned the throne. He had purchased it. Meanwhile, the real power of the empire lay far from Rome. 3 provincial generals quickly declared themselves rightful emperors. The strongest among them was Septimius Severus, commander of the Danubian legions. As Severus marched toward Rome, Julianus discovered a painful reality. The Praetorian Guard, despite their political influence, were no match for experienced frontier soldiers. Years of comfortable service near the capital had left them unprepared for real war. Julianus tried negotiation. He considered assassination. He even offered to share power. Nothing worked. Only 66 days after buying the empire, the Senate abandoned him and recognized Septimius Severus instead. Julianus was executed inside the imperial palace. According to Cassius Dio, his final words were simple: "But what evil have I done? Whom have I killed?" The year 193 AD became known as the Year of the Five Emperors, as rival claimants fought for control before Septimius Severus finally emerged victorious. One of his first acts was both practical and symbolic. He dissolved the Praetorian Guard that had murdered Pertinax and auctioned the throne, replacing them with loyal soldiers from his own army. In an ironic twist, the institution that sold the empire destroyed itself in the process. Yet the consequences reached far beyond a single year. The auction exposed a dangerous truth. Rome's succession system had become dependent not on law or tradition, but on military power. If enough soldiers supported you, or could be bribed, you could become emperor. That lesson echoed throughout the 3rd century, when dozens of emperors rose and fell through civil wars, assassinations, and military revolts. Many historians see 193 AD as one of the turning points in Rome's long decline. Not because an emperor was murdered, not because another bought the throne, but because the illusion that Rome's institutions still controlled the empire finally collapsed. There is something unforgettable about the image itself. Soldiers standing on the walls of a barracks, calling out bids between two wealthy senators while deciding the fate of millions of people. Sometimes history changes through great battles, sometimes through brilliant leaders, and sometimes it changes at an auction. Because on one extraordinary day, in 193 AD, the greatest empire in the world wasn't conquered. It was sold.